First, it's
the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. And it is Raptor basketball tonight as the Toronto Raptors go up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, more than solid play for them of late. 7 wins in their last 10 outings, making their mark and playing well. And looking at the second half of the season, Shaq, for the teams that are thinking rebuild, what do you expect to see from them?
Well, so you got to play the young guns, Ernie. You got to give them the experience that they need. You got to evaluate them. You got to check them out. And you got to evaluate everyone in the organization.
Well, but Shaq, if you do all that, there's still got to be an element of pride. Like, you still got to win ball games because momentum heading into next season is vastly underrated.
No, really valid points made by both of you on that, which
Thank you.
Is extremely rare. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Oh, that was hurtful.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. The starting lineup of the visiting Orlando Magic. At small forward, Jonathan Isaac. At point guard, DJ Augustine. At the other guard position, Evan Fournier. At the other forward position, Aaron Gordon. At center, Nikola Vucevic. The head coach of the visiting team, Steve Clifford. And now your Toronto Raptors starting five. At the shooting guard position, at 6'6", number 14, Daniel Green. At center, 6 feet 10 inches, number 9, Serge Ibaka. At the power forward position, at 6'9", number 43, Pascal Siakam. From Villanova, a 6-foot guard, number 7, Kyle Lowry. The other forward, 6 feet 7 inches, number 2, Kawhi Leonard. the head coach for your team. Ladies and gentlemen, your Toronto Raptors!
It's an Eastern Conference battle here in Toronto as the Raptors look to work the home court advantage. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. This road trip for the Magic kicking things off here in this one. They've really been on a roll. They've gone 5-1 in their last 6 games.
And this should be fun, guys. They see this team a lot, 4 times during the regular season. And so far, they've split the first 2. So they seem pretty evenly matched. A chance to build some confidence with the win tonight.
Both games featured adjustments from both sides. Different outcome, obviously. So this should be an interesting strategic battle.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. Inside, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. And it's Isaac in at the 3. And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. Augustine passes to Isaac. And Vucevic kicks to Gordon. Lots of room. And there's Augustine. That's good on the assist by Gordon. Well, we're right around the halfway point of the season, Doris. This is often when we see the better teams really begin to shift gears and surge ahead.
Yeah, we certainly have a better feel for who the contenders might be. We still have a long way to go, obviously, and teams will have some lulls and then some high points, and you've got to be able to weather all of those things. But the reality is we have a greater understanding of who has the necessary offensive and defensive components to compete at a championship level.
Here's Leonard, and stolen by Gordon. Fournier passes to Isaac, releases. It's rebounded by Kyle Lowry. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. Their last meeting was in Orlando, where they were unable to fight off the Magic.
Yeah, I remember last time they met up, they just got ran out of the building. They weren't too happy with some of the calls in that game either.
Yeah, their starters got into foul trouble, and it felt as if some of the calls were ticky-tack, no doubt, but nonetheless, damage was done.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. To the inside.
1 for 4 right now. A little sluggish coming out of the gate.
Off target at the rim. And it's Green, missing.
And it's not easy to get those stops at the rim, but he does a great job with it.
Yeah, he can make it look simple on the interior when it's really not. He knew exactly how to guard on the inside.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open. And with Kawhi Leonard, he just does everything well on the floor. Offense, defense, rebounding, runs the floor. I mean, he is one of the more complete players in our league. He can completely take over a game on both ends.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And Greg with Kawhi started as a defensive stopper, but he now is so much more than that.
I mean, he's got a great outside shot, that pull-up jumper, the turnarounds in the post. He has the complete repertoire. You never would have thought he was only viewed as a defense guy once upon a time, but was already a fantastic player. But this is a guy that continues to just add to his game.
One thing you have to admire, Doris, about the Raptors franchise is their sustained success.
And that's not easy, Kevin. Last year marked their 3rd straight 50-win season and their 5th straight postseason trip. Very few other teams can claim those items in that time frame. Boy, the Raptors, what a good, solid core.
The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And there's Green on the assist from Ibaka. Green's got his first 2 points.
Really good work in the painted area. You need to have the inside game working like that.
Augustine passes to Vucevic. Back to Augustine. That one doesn't go. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, I got a chance to talk to Steve Clifford a little bit. He said the defensive key is to deny drives and big finishes at the rim. He added, that's where they're most effective getting to the cup. If we want to win, we need to shrink the gaps and try to bait them into taking contested jumpers. And Kevin, of course, the tiebreaker in this season series is at stake. Back to you.
All right, David, thanks. Leonard and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, for all the talk about the accurate shooters in the league, give it up to Kyle Lowry for his precise passing ability.
The Magic trail by 6. Tipped away. Leonard with the steal. He gets it in there. Leonard's got 7 points.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Lowry brings the double. And Augustine kicks to Fournier. Here's Isaac. They can't stop the run with that one. Raptors leading by 8. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And, guys, it's working.
Oh, no doubt. I think they've controlled the paint. They've used their size and strength to get off any shot they want.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
You know, they worked hard, they drew fouls, but they just couldn't convert at the line.
I think that's the most frustrating thing, right? You've earned the opportunity to take those free throws, and you don't cash in at the line.
Let's go to our 2K leaderboard. 3-point shooting, where you expect to see some high percentages from the shooting guard position. And that's just what this group has provided. You look at Green, 3rd in the NBA. He's someone that if you leave him alone, he's going to knock it down.
These guys are gunners. I mean, they've got the green light at all times because of their 3-point shooting. I mean, they are cash money.
You don't want to get into a three-point contest with any of these players. The range we see among that group is beyond belief. Even against the tightest of coverage, no shot is a bad shot for any of them.
Oh, great ball movement there. You know, and Serge Ibaka, a player who kind of came into the league as a defensive stopper, shot blocker. You know, still has great length and can bother shots, but not the prolific shot blocker he once was, as the focus has become more on the offensive end.
One shot, gentlemen.
And Ibaka, no good on that one. And with Ibaka, at one point, would average almost 4 blocks a game.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard for any player to maintain a pace that high at this stage. Ibaka's done well to adjust, I think, his capabilities and make sure he can still have an impact on defense. The block numbers won't ever be as gaudy as they once were, but he is still causing problems for shooters.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, you just have to love the skill Vucevic shows on the offensive end. I mean, he can erupt for big scoring nights if you don't keep him in check, and it gives you a little bit of everything from an offensive standpoint.
And both free throws good for Vucevic. Guys, Vucevic doing more shooting from range the last couple years, further improving his versatile offensive game.
Yeah, and when he was younger, he got his points by going to work on the block. Still can do that, but now prefers to float outside and stretch the defense. Very soft touch on that jump shot, no matter if it comes from inside or out.
Ibaka, no luck. The Magic trail by 8. Left side, Fournier. And that one comes up a bit short.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
Augustine passes to Gordon. Back to Augustine. And he makes that one. Augustine's got 7 points in the game. And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for Toronto. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Here's Augustine. 7 points in the game. Pass to Fournier. Isaac with the ball. From deep. Fournier's shot is off. Here's Green. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys. So that's a free basket right there.
And that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
The Magic trail by 10. They double him with Green. The pass to Isaac. That's tipped. Lets it go from 14. No basket with that shot. Having trouble finding his range. He's 1 for 5.
Well, despite his struggles from the field in this period, you know he's going to keep asking for the basketball.
You know, when he was in high school in California, Kawhi won the state's Mr. Basketball Award. And you look at the list of guys who've won that award over the years, it has a lot of the all-time greats on it.
And he can't get the first one. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Toronto. And a change for the Magic. Terrence Ross is checked in for Fournier. And he's good on the second.
Well, Steve Clifford takes over here in Orlando, and of course he is known for his frankness and his disciplined approach to the game. You think about Clifford's teams, they rarely make unforced errors and are some of the best at minimizing their own mistakes.
Oh, power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. And the shot goes down. Lin's got his first bucket in this one.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
The Magic trail by 13. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Passes it to Ross. No good on the three.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
And the layup's good off the glass. 6 points for Lin.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they've wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Doris, when you talk about coaching, aside from wins and losses, how can you gauge if a coach is doing a good job?
Well, you make a great point, Kevin, because if an organization is in a rebuild situation, then winning is almost impossible because you're outgunned and outmanned every single night. So to evaluate those coaches, here are the things I would look at. One, are you maximizing the talent at your disposal? Are your player development skills at such a degree that you're seeing incremental improvement from the guys on your roster? And then ultimately, Kevin, are guys playing hard? Are they competitive every night? Even if the wins don't necessarily show in the box score and at the end of the regular season, the reality is, are you playing hard? Are you competitive?
Some changes for Toronto. Marcus Gasol is checked in for Ibaka. OG Anunoby comes in for Pascal Siakam. And Norman Powell subbed in for Kyle Lowry. The Magic also changing it up. Owundu's checked in, and it's Grant in for Augustine. And here again, the Raptors in transition. Up the court they go. Now here's Ross. He's tightly guarded. Owundu. That's good.
Yeah, great anticipation of where the open man was going to be, and Terrence Ross finds him immediately. That's really pretty.
Lin kicks to Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. The Magic trail by 15. Down low. And it's Owundu missing.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Anunoby, good.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Now in transition is Lin. Here we go. And he finished it off with a lay-in. Lin's got 8 points.
Yeah, they are really starting to push it now.
And now it's Lin running. He can go all the way. Yep, that one goes in there. And the Raptors lead by 21.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Grant finds Ross. Now Gordon. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Grant gets a wide open look. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Lin against Grant. A nice shot by Lin. 12 points for him.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
To the middle. Here's Gordon. Here's Vucevic. And Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul, teams 4.
Toronto leading by 23. Lin from long range sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
And he's off to a phenomenal start here tonight, guys.
Grant surveying the D. Outside Gordon. Here's Owundu. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. 5 to shoot. Here's Grant. Misses off the right iron. And so Gasol will bring it up for Toronto. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
I think, Greg, you can't expect to win with that kind of effort. The defense was nowhere to be found, and it cost them all night long.
Leonard brings the double team. And again, Toronto running the court in transition. Yes! And a nice assist from Lin. 16 points for Leonard.
And they're just dominating on both ends. And it's reflected now in the score.
Oh, absolutely, Greg. They're absolutely rolling in sync totally on both the offensive and defensive ends. outstanding pass. He reads the play as it develops, and his lead pass is absolutely perfect.
Lin, it's good for his 8th consecutive basket in only 8 tries. Wow.
Boy, he has exploded. You couldn't ask for a better quarter from a guy.
Well, last year, pretty much a lost year for Lin. Tore his patella tendon on opening night, and Doris, that was it.
Yeah, that was hard to watch for Jeremy Lin because you know he's put in the time and was penciled in for a big role with Brooklyn. So nice to see him step back between the lines and continue playing.
Oh, big finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. 1:12 left to play here in the first. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's a 1-2. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Well, you can see why his teammates love playing with him. Vucevic willing to find the open guy.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
A 1-2 kicks to Grant. Pass to Gordon. Here's a 1-2. Clock at 6. Here's Vucevic. That's good from 17 feet away.
Bill, anytime someone can knock down mid-range Jays, it opens up the floor. Nikola Vucevic doing just that.
And the dunk by Powell.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Ross. Shot from the wing. And Orlando again with the bucket.
Well, he's a guy that can adapt and adjust to any defense he's up against. It's really something to watch.
Goes up on the wing. Again, Toronto.
Okay, we see the mid-range game of Norman Powell starting to take shape, doing work.
Grant against Lin. Here's Ross. And Ross with the slam.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
You know, that's why we say move without the basketball. You'll be rewarded.
And so it's Toronto with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And we'll be back with you shortly. Making his mark in Toronto, guard Kyle Lowry talked about the pioneers of Canadian basketball, like Vince Carter.
Vince Carter really changed the game of basketball in Canada. He created something that is forever lasting, and I think the game of basketball in Canada owes him a lot because he really brought the buzz to the game of basketball in Canada.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Carter's exciting style of play, GA, really energized the whole country.
And playing basketball in a hockey town isn't easy, but Carter really helped get this city and country energized about the game of basketball.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, the Raptors enjoying a nice lead here.
Yeah, getting an early boost from the bench. That's been the difference here so far.
Boy, the bench has been sensational. They've come in, run the offense, and are capitalizing on all opportunities.
Kawhi Leonard is out there with Anunoby. Then it's Jeremy Lin. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Gasol. And at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kyle Lowry is a player who has worked his way to stardom. He says, I still feel like I can be better. I'm never satisfied. My team is good, but I think the best I can be is a champion. There is no other goal in basketball. Guys?
DA, that's how you truly create a legacy. Knocked away. Vucevic with the block.
Well, the reach, the timing, Vucevic using all of that 7'4" wingspan to turn that shot away.
Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play. So Ross will go to the free throw line. It's on Kawhi Leonard. Terrence Ross, Doris, one of the more athletic wingmen in the league.
Right, Kevin. This guy's got great reach and frame for the position he plays, and he's always been able to dazzle at times, but he can also disappear. So this guy's got to find that ability to get involved and stay active.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Siakam is checked in for Leonard. Green comes in for Norman Powell, and it's Lowry in for Jeremy Lin. So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Well, I like to see them mix it up a little bit. You've got to keep the opposition off balance.
Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. You look at the Raptors. They're second in the conference and looking to finish strong heading into the playoffs. And, of course, the Magic, just way behind.
And I think for the Magic, I love what they've been able to do this season. Last year, really just a struggle for them, but they've clearly put that behind them.
Oh, they're a different team this year for sure. They've got that confidence, that drive back. That was missing for so much of last year.
That free throw good from Ross. A lot of guys can take over a game, Doris, at a moment's notice. Snap of your finger. In your mind, who goes that quickly into that zone and takes over like that?
I'll tell you this. The guy who comes first to my mind is Klay Thompson. I mean, what we've seen this guy achieve in a 12-minute quarter and the speed with which the ball from the touch of his fingertips to the release is incredible. Damian Lillard, another guy, doesn't get it off quite as fast as Klay, but can put 20-30 in a quarter in a heartbeat. Guys like Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, when they start cooking, boy, you better step out that kitchen because you're going to be in trouble, Kevin.
You are. Well said. Vucevic, and Vucevic throws it down.
Well, Evan Fournier is a fundamentally sound player, and if his teammates are open, he will deliver the rock.
Goes up the baseline. It's hauled in by the Magic. The pass to Augustine. The three-pointer, no good. Raptors have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Here's Siakam. And the Raptors miss again. And so it's Ross. He brings it up for the Orlando Magic. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip.
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Yeah, but this run started with tighter execution at both ends, and that'll need to be maintained for them to have a chance to take the lead.
Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Now a timeout called by Orlando.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
But, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Marc Gasol.
And a moment now to see the numbers for Jonathan Isaac. Over the last month, getting it done. 5th in blocks, and tremendous confidence and consistency at the foul line. He ranks among the top 15 in free throw percentage.
And yeah, he's been a brutal shot blocker all season long. As you said, top 5 in the league. He's a dangerous force to face inside. Lowry against Augustine. Here's Fournier. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Toronto leading by 23. Here's Lowry. Vucevic with the block. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Fournier passes to Isaac. Count it. Isaac's got 8 points.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
The drive by Lowry. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
Well, Kevin, this guy's proven over and over that despite his size disadvantage, he's still able to score in the paint.
And here's Augustine. He's got 7. Kicks it to Fournier. Back to Augustine. His three-pointer's off the mark.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
Baseline try. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Well, that's a sight that's become quite familiar over the years. Lowry draining the mid-range jumper. Put another 2 on the board.
Here's Isaac. Offline with his 3. The Raptors have gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. Got that bucket in no time at all. Siakam's got 4 this quarter.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you, got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this one away.
Offensive rebound. Isaac misses.
I'll tell you, it'd be a big help if he could snap out of this cold streak. His shooting has been hurting them.
Over Augustine. The shot by Lowry, no good.
Boy, I'll tell you, he has plenty of space, but it looked like a little bit of a hitch in that release.
Passes it to Augustine. The rebound by Ibaka.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Shot from the wing, but they recover it. Another shot, and Lowry gets it to go. 8 points for him.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Pass to Ross. Back to Augustine. Makes it off the glass. Augustine's got 9.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
Took him no time at all on that one.
And when it rains, it pours. Another jump shot tickles the twine.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
First personal foul.
And when you look at Evan Fournier, he's just a reliable source for points whenever he's on the floor.
Yeah, and Fournier is a bit of a quiet scorer. I mean, he always ends up with a lot of points, but doesn't tend to wow you with any individual plays. Terrific shooter who just makes the most of his touches and his minutes whenever he's on the floor.
And that one falls for Fournier.
You get a little glimpse into the mindset of Evan Fournier. This guy will do whatever it takes to win.
And so Fournier nails both of them. The Raptors shooting 47% from the floor since the end of the first quarter. Here's Green. Got a piece of it. Now Ross. He has 7. Pass to Fournier. There's the 3. Good on the triple. Fournier's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Well, you love the shooter's mentality that Evan Fournier possesses, thinking of pulling up before he even makes the catch. That's not a bad plan of action right there, guys. Attack the defense in the paint.
And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for the Magic. He kicks it to Ross. And a miss there on the triple.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
I'll tell you, it's 6'8" with elite athleticism. Good luck checking OG Anunoby on the interior.
Ross on the wing. Siakam pulls it in. Siakam's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Anunoby, and too long on the shot. Orlando's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter, less than 20%, but they've continued to let him fly. To the middle, here's Ross. Rebound by the Raptors. Siakam's got rebound number 8 now on the night. From the baseline, Anunoby, no good. Well, Orlando shooting 45% in quarter number 2. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Green with the rebound. The Raptors shooting 69%, showing you what a well-oiled offense looks like tonight. Lowry. And again, no good by Toronto. Here's Orlando now. Inside, here's Augustine. Good for another field goal. Number 5 on the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
Exactly the kind of ball movement they're looking for.
Green with the ball. Defended now by Fournier.
That's great use of size and length. Tough down low when guys are battling for that board.
Down low, here's Augustine. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
Check out that assist. You can tell a player who's seeing the whole floor very well.
Toronto calls timeout.
Put your hands together for your dance time.
Some changes for Toronto. Leonard, he's checked in for OG Anunoby. Norman Powell comes in for Green. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Kyle Lowry. Here's a one-do. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Toronto will go the other way with it.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one. And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
Well, certainly a disappointing result, but they'll live with the shot. They'll take that every time.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
The baseline J. And it's off the back rim, no good. Orlando's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter, less than 20%, but they've continued to let them fly. Unloads from 13. And the rejection by Ibaka.
Boy, great extension from Ibaka. His length always a factor.
He gets that one. 21 points for Lin.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
Grant outside. Gordon with no one around. Good on the triple. Gordon's got 7 points.
What a difference in the second quarter. His shooting, much more confidence, much more accuracy.
Here's Lin. And again, it's Toronto converting.
Well, you can't let Jeremy Lin get started. This guy's starting to feel it right now.
And Fournier kicks to Gordon. Grant, that's good. Grant's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
A baseline J. Here's Ibaka, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backboard.
Grant finds Fournier. Takes a shot at the elbow, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. 9 points in the game so far.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
This is Powell at his best. In attack mode, he is hard to stop.
Grant against Lin. Fournier. He scores the basket. That's field goal number 3 for him.
You know, after not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation.
Here's Lin. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And for Lin, missing the season last year, he's just glad to be back. His playmaking and creativity is something that this team needs. As long as he's healthy and playing aggressively, he'll be an effective guard option.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
The first free throw is good. And with Lin, he made a point upon returning from injury, saying he will not change how he plays.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys, they'll shy away from contact after experiencing a torn patella like Lin did, but he knows that he is at his best going at defenders and absorbing that contact. He said he'll try and be more aware of how he lands, but has no plans of changing his game.
Well, Kevin, how about the Harvard grad, Jeremy Lin? How far has this guy come from nearly out of the NBA at one point to viable NBA starter? Incredible.
Tries from 16, and Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, shaky work defensively, giving him that good look on the jump shot. What were they thinking?
I don't know, Doris. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
And so Grant will bring it up for the Magic. Gasol with the steal. Here's Leonard. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And it's now 26 points for Leonard.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
Orlando with the ball. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Leonard brings the double team. Lin with the steal.
You've got to do a better job of just taking care of the basketball. 4 points off of those turnovers.
Well, we know this. Jeremy Lin knows how to run an offense. His ability to find the open man, uncanny.
Lin against Grant. Tries to save it. That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. Seven seconds left to play here in the half. Gordon for 3. He doesn't hit that one. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the Toronto Raptors. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Clifford. What was the biggest problem for your guys in the first half?
Well, you know what? We're a defensive team first, and we've been good defensively. We've been organized. We weren't that in that first half, and that's what we got to concentrate on to get the game going back our way.
See if you revert back to your form in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He ended up with 28 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
I love the way they're getting after it in the paint. Moving bodies, attacking the rim, scoring at will. Sometimes teams try to hurt you with the 3-ball. They went right for the heart of the defense. Look at them to keep pounding it inside and staying physical.
Check. What'd you think about Orlando?
Well, one reason they're getting roasted, a.k.a. blown out, poor rebounding. Way too many one-and-done possessions. I don't want to see guys dribble between their legs and shoot. Not enough fundamentals. Hey, box out 101. Maintain position 101. Learn how to play basketball 101. Things like that, Ernie.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
Welcome back to Canada. The famous Toronto sign here in Nathan Phillips Square, just in front of City Hall. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
I think, Greg, we're seeing a couple things. Terrific play calling, unselfish nature, and quality shooting. That makes for good offense.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Magic, inside we have Gordon and Vucevic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. And it's Isaac in at the 3 slot. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Orlando Magic has struggled to find difference-making players in the draft or in free agency. Their goal is to get younger but get better at the same time, and it's difficult to do even in the Eastern Conference, but Orlando is determined to get this right. Kevin?
And the journey continues for them and a lot of teams. D.A., thank you.
He's got the size to make that an easy finish. Vucevic, deep position, and he's golden.
And he gets it to go.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Puts up a 3. Isaac misses.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
To the paint, here's Vucevic, and it's blocked by Ibaka. Lowry kicks to Leonard. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
We've seen him miss a couple from the line so far, going 2 for 4.
And, you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
One shot, mind the lanes.
.90 seconds now into the second half. Inside, here's Vucevic, and good! Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine. Augustine's got 5 assists in the game. And that one's good. Leonard's got 9 points in the quarter.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
The very definition of a high percentage shot. Aaron Gordon, throw it down.
And Green with the basket on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got his 9th assist in the game now.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Over in the corner, Isaac. Vucevic the pass to Fournier. 5 on the clock. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Leonard's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And the shot goes in. Leonard's got 39.
Boy, he has exploded. You couldn't ask for a better quarter from a guy.
Over in the corner, Isaac. To the paint. Vucevic with the bucket. Vucevic has got 14.
You have to admire the confidence of Nikola Vucevic. This close, he's focused on putting 2 on the board.
And a chance now to look at the schedule coming up for the Toronto Raptors. On Tuesday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Boston Celtics. And then on Friday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And no secret that this team can be very tough in their own building. And that's good news as they are loaded up with home games over the next stretch. This is a chance to create some separation.
Here's Vucevic, and slam dunk by Vucevic.
Now, this guy is a crafty scorer. If Vucevic starts to cook, fellas, look out.
Here's Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Leonard's got 43 points.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
And Augustine kicks to Fournier. Inside, here's Isaac. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
Hey, listen, the defense was there. Jonathan Isaac just focused, locked in on the hoop, knows he can score from there, guys.
The drive by Green, off target at the rim. Vucevic up top, fires the 3. Siakam pulls it in. Siakam's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Another solid game from this guy shooting the basketball, just adding to this lead. So hard to defend.
And Orlando has possession. Lowry brings the double. And Augustine kicks to Fournier. Down low, here's Vucevic, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
This guy's so polished inside. Nikola Vucevic, great at being assertive and earning these fouls.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for.
Well, we know this about Nikola Vucevic, right? He's always been a reliable option on the offensive end. He's at his best when he's sort of balancing that inside and outside game. This guy a year ago focused on posting up and getting better looks close to the basket.
Marc Gasol is checked in for Serge Ibaka. And both free throws good for Vucevic. And as talented as Vucevic is on offense, detractors will always question his defense.
Well, I think, Kevin, there's no secret here that his defense is not as strong as his offense. But from a purely statistical standpoint, his team is much better with him on the floor.
It's Fournier on the wing. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Green, and there are the Raptors with another bucket.
And really the story of the half, one team shooting it lights out, the other, the lights are just out.
Yeah, that's right. You said it. They don't find a way to switch it back on. They're in trouble.
There's the pass to Gordon. And Fournier kicks to Vucevic. There's the triple. And Evan Fournier with the 3. Fournier's got 14 points.
Lined it up and knocked it down. His second triple tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating all game at a high level.
It's just so great to see ball movement like this, and he is excellent at getting his teammates involved.
Orlando's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Augustine passes to Vucevic. Good ball movement here by the Magic. And the basket by Gordon.
Listen, we know Aaron Gordon is a high-activity player, and if you give him daylight, he's ready to shoot it.
Leonard, and he banks in the layup. Leonard's got 47 points.
Boy, we're getting to the stretch run, and this guy is not cooled off. He is not about to let this lead slip away.
Fournier against Green, and Fournier kicks to Ross. From the arc. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
I'll tell you, his touch has been off all day, and now his judgment is starting to go by the wayside as well. That's a poor shot.
2 points. That one goes.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Augustine dishes to Fournier. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. 14 feet away, and the shot falls short this time. Magic shooting it quite well in this third quarter, 53%, and the offense is rolling. Ross, that's good.
When the mid-range is working for Terrence Ross, he's going to create problems. It's just a matter of can he do it consistently, Kev?
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Ross on the wing, beyond the arc, and he's good on the 3 ball. Ross has got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, Terrence Ross in his comfort zone from distance. This guy has always had the eye of a sharpshooter.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. And here's Fournier. He brings it up for Orlando. Leonard brings the double team. Pass to Augustine. Ross on the wing. The 3 ball. The rebound by Gasol. They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum. And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Ross in the corner. Lets it go from deep. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Down low, Ross passes to Augustine. All sorts of time. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Leonard's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. And that's now 10 points for Kyle Lowry. The Magic shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Augustine looking around. Outside Gordon. Back to Augustine for 3. Ross. No good that time. So the Raptors will take it the other way. And it's Lowry penetrating over Ross. The shot by Lowry, no good. Fournier against Green. Vucevic. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Toronto called for the foul.
Let's remember, we're talking about a fundamentally sound player. Nikola Vucevic gifted at fooling defenders with that pump fake.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first.
We know this about Nikola Vucevic. He's a high percentage finisher. To me, the next steps, right? Improve your defense, be more consistent with range. And if he does that, he's golden.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Anunoby, he's checked in for Siakam. Norman Powell comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Danny Green. He hits the second from the line. And Toronto has possession. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon.
See, the athleticism of Norman Powell is a problem. This guy understands how to get defenders committed to him.
The Raptors have missed 4 of their 8 free throws up to this point. Things not really going their way at the line yet.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
First free throw is good.
Well, one thing there's no question about is that Norman Powell is a gifted athlete. Now it's about rounding out that game, particularly his shooting.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Well, Orlando shooting well, 52% in the third. They came to play offensively in the second half. Grant kicks to Vucevic. Here's a 1-2. Tries again. Here's Gordon. They get it again. Tough break there, shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. Here's Anunoby and the powerful one-handed slam.
And you can't afford to lose Anunoby in transition. As soon as he has a step on you, it's over.
Magic shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Grant outside. And it's Vucevic in the corner. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Vucevic has got 15 points here in the second half. Here's Lin. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
You love the shot selection, Kevin, from Jeremy Lin. This guy is great at taking what the defense gives him.
Grant kicks to Gordon. Ross with a wide open look. His three-pointer's off the mark. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, shot A comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator.
Here's Grant. 1:22 left to play in the third. Here's Gordon. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not-so-unlucky 13 shots.
I'll tell you, the activity of Aaron Gordon looking aggressively to take his opportunities offensively. That is really nice stuff.
Let's now take a look at some league leaders with the rundown of the best passing big men in the NBA over the past month. 5th, Aaron Gordon.
It takes a tremendous feel for the game to be able to make the passes these big guys are capable of making out of the low post.
A feel for the game and terrific court vision. There's not an angle or an open teammate that they won't spot and find right away. The simple little draw and dish play is elevated to an art form by that group. This guy's pulling his weight tonight. The guys around him need to pick up the slack and start following his lead.
Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Leonard.
Well, that is what it looks like when you are in the zone. He's been very efficient with his scoring and is leading the way for his team on offense. With every make, you can see the confidence growing. And I don't think he'll slow down anytime soon.
Here's Grant. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Grant's got 6. And here are the Raptors now. To the paint. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic. And Toronto making a change here. Ibaka's checked in. Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for the Magic. Here's Lin. Lays it up and banks it in. Lin's got 28.
Well, Jeremy Lin finds a way to get to the inside of that paint, and difficult for the defense to do anything in there.
Ross finds Gordon. And here is Grant. And the 3 off target. And stolen by Gordon. Wide open. Misses off the left iron. Here's Gasol. And the Raptors tack on 2 more.
And through the years, he's become very confident in that shot. Gasol's almost better from mid-range than he is in tight. That's a great weapon for a 7-footer to have. And that's just a risky play. To make a heave like that, not worth it.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Raptors delivering the blowout. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. They've got Marc Gasol, Jody Meeks out there with Jeremy Lin. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Boucher in at the power forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. A shot by Frazier, no good. Raptor shooting has been just uncontainable, 72%. Baseline J on the way. Meeks can't hit. The Magic shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Frazier, the pass to Martin. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's a look at the schedule for the Orlando Magic. They'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the New York Knicks. Then on Thursday, they'll be matching up against Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors.
And for the matchup with the Pacers, that's where you have got to bring your A game, especially when you know you're going to be fighting an uphill battle all night long.
That's good from Martin. We've seen, Doris, the NBA take a very active role in growing the game internationally. Talk about some of the specifics you've seen in that regard.
Well, I think you have a great leader at the top in Adam Silver who understands that the game is growing on an international stage. It's becoming increasingly popular. And so you see NBA teams going over and playing regular season games in different countries. That's one particular way. Then you have the NBA Cares initiative, which when those teams are over there, they can go out and build basketball academies. NBA in Africa is a once-a-year trip, and they bring 2 teams of NBA players. Think about some of the players off of that continent where they have turned into legit stars. So I think it's important that the game continue to develop, and I love that the NBA considers it part of their responsibility.
Awandu makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
It's not going to go for him. Nice D from Frazier. And so it's Frazier who'll bring it up for the Magic. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Here's Birch. Grant kicks to Frazier. Offline with his 3. For Toronto, they've gone a dismal 0 for 5 to get the fourth quarter underway. He gets it in there.
Exactly the kind of ball movement they're looking for.
Magic have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Grant outside. It's blocked, and he recovers it. The shot by Frazier, no good.
This has been absolutely brutal. Missed every shot this quarter. He needs to keep his head up and keep working.
Read the defense perfectly on that possession.
Orlando's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Now, here's Grant. Not a lot of room, and it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul. McLemore's checked in for Toronto.
Substitution on the court.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And that one, good.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
A nice shot by Gasol. The Magic have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Meeks with the steal. Here's McLemore, and the dunk by McLemore.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Well, that's how you attack in transition. Remarkable effort, getting as high percentage a look as you can really get.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Knocked away. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
Orlando ball.
We know James Harden joined Durant and Westbrook in winning league MVP honors, Doris. Had those 3 stayed together in Oklahoma City, is there any doubt in your mind that they would have won at least one NBA championship?
Well, you think back to the time they worked together, and they did go to an NBA Finals and ended up being eliminated by LeBron James and the Miami Heat. So obviously, you like the opportunity they would have had to go to more. And let's give a little credit to the great GM of the Oklahoma City franchise, Sam Presti, who is responsible for the drafting of 3 MVP candidates. That in and of itself is quite remarkable. But you know this, Kevin. Success and failure, there is such a fine line. And there's a tenuous nature to things, an injury at the wrong time. So many times this trio was tripped up by an untimely situation. So, I mean, if they stay together, yes, you like their chances, but this is why history states otherwise.
Pass to Boucher. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Boy, the assist just put on time and on target. Easy shot opportunity.
Ripped away. Fast break, Toronto. Here's McCaw, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
2 shots, gentlemen.
And the foul goes against Orlando.
2.
Shooting for Toronto, Patrick McCaw. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That free throw, no good. Some reports claim, Doris, that basketball is the fastest growing team sport. Do you think it has a chance to overtake football as the most popular sport in the U.S.?
Well, listen, anybody who is covering and carrying the games of the NBA is thrilled right now. The ratings for the NBA are off the charts. It increases in popularity every year. But let's remember the foundational sport in the United States of America is football. And the ratings for football, the NFL in particular, still dwarf the NBA. But the reality is there are challenges that the NFL faces. What those challenges have on the long-term business success in terms of, the concussions and the long-term implications, we don't yet know, Kevin. And if we could all fast forward 10 to 15 years into the future, it'll be fascinating to look back and say, wow, this was a seminal moment for both sports.
Great perspective. It's good. Meek's got 4 points in the quarter.
He just punishes you on the backboard. I mean, it's pretty deflating for a team trailing big and still giving up second chance opportunities.
I think he senses a team on the ropes, and he's looking to put them away. That killer instinct is shining through once again.
Outside, Martin. Pass to Awandu. Kept alive, Orlando. And 2 shots coming up at the line as it gets fouled on the shot.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
And the Raptors call time here.
And guys, you never run out of things that you can improve upon.
I think, Greg, it's important to keep that hunger, right? You're always striving to get better and to change things up.
I come around and rock it. I write for Sean Price and Dilla. My mic is Thriller. My blows is trapping souls like Bryce and Tiller. The crib left in the awnings, and that's the very thing that gets me out of the bed in the morning. I got the bread in the corner, got my career in the sauna. I got no fear, dishonor. I bled and lived through trauma. First the fat boys break up, then Bow Wow retires, and now y'all disrespecting the king. I come through there with claiming they doing dirt and get to just disinfecting the scene. I'm what you call the epitomizer of getting dark. I will spit a geyser that'll get these guys on the charts to fit a liger of bars. I'm feeling like the Don on a permanent throne. Like the Quran, you can get. It's smelling like a microphone in the coupe. Going into an extra zone in the booth. Flowing into the headphones, a microphone in the news. Poems approve, I'm the best to ever put breaths on the measure, metronome in the loop. All I could do is turn your sister to my own.
2 shots.
No good on that one. Doris, when you view international basketball, 13 and 14-year-olds playing in academies, some players turning pro overseas at 16, Would something like that work in this country?
You know what, Kevin? I'm not necessarily for something like this. What I do believe is the NBA could become more involved across the board, and we should have more uniformity in basketball in general. And I think one of the ways to do that is to make sure we set up some sort of basketball committee across the different levels of basketball, starting with youth, going to high school, into college, then the semi-professional sort of basketball leagues out there, or the formative leagues like the G League, and then the NBA. I think we just need to look at the game in its totality and create some measure of uniformity. But frankly, I don't love the idea of 13 and 14-year-olds leaving their home to go to, quote, sport academies.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Boy, they have consistently been draining shots from deep, and that can take the heart out of an opponent.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Meeks with the steal. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
Boy, that's a quality shot. You're in the painted area. Don't get much more of a better look than that.
Meeks with the steal. And there's the pass to McLemore. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Doris, this term +6 coming into the lexicon describes a player whose wingspan exceeds his height by at least 6 inches. I know you've heard that before.
Yeah, well, we can think of several players who fit this description of the +6. Electric young players like Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi Leonard, the claw. The claw extends to his wingspan as well. And then Draymond Green, who in the fourth quarter defensively can seem like a player who's everywhere at every moment.
And he can't hit the second. When it comes to building confidence, Doris, some people say playing one-on-ones in practice is a huge help. Is that something that you did when you were playing at Providence?
Kevin, I believe this could be the single greatest development tool for any individual player. If you start at the free throw line and play one-on-one against a player who's maybe slightly above your level or certainly at your level, and you limit that one-on-one from the free throw line to 2 dribbles or less, your skill set, I promise you, is going to develop. The other... Oh! Look at that.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. And a terrific bit of chaos there on the replay presented by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. Raptors shooting 57% in this fourth quarter. The tray. Rebound by the Magic. Birch has got 5 rebounds tonight.
No doubt it's been a rough game for him. I don't think he's going to lose any sleep over it as long as they hang on to the lead the rest of the way.
In that first half, guys, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes as they have here in the second, trying to use that shot to stay in the game.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
The Magic shooting around 37% in the fourth quarter. The minutes starting to wear on them. And he comes up with the deuce. One deuce. He's got 10 points in the quarter.
Dominating this quarter. He's been absolutely fantastic shooting the ball, and they still trail.
And here we go with the Magic fast break. Toronto grabs the miss.
Well, that's tough defense in the paint, harassing him every step of the way.
McCaw with the bucket.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for him.
You know, I think, Greg, the faster the tempo, the better they are. And I love the pace they're playing with right now.
It's rebounded by McLemore.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
Passes to Birch. Martin wide open. He fires. Another miss by Orlando. Toronto's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Took him no time at all on that one. 10 points for Serge Ibaka.
You simply cannot let Serge Ibaka get into a rhythm from that range. His mid-range is as good as it gets.
Kicks to Martin. To the inside. That misses off the backboard.
You know, he's working on his inside game, but clearly there's still a little more work to do.
Anunoby. And again, it's Toronto converting.
This is where OG Anunoby is going to grow. That offensive game will expand to the mid-range.
Pass to Birch. Last season, Doris, the NBA hosting 4 regular season games in Mexico, celebrating the 25th anniversary of the NBA playing in Mexico City.
Well, Kevin, you know this. Mexico City is the 5th largest city in the world. You are a geographic expert. This is a gateway to all of Latin America, and the NBA, as always, eager to expand their presence in new markets.
I agree. And the fact, Doris, they're so progressive has just, given them so much new things, revenue, growth avenues to follow, but it just opens up a whole new area where they can grow.
Never rest on your laurels, Kevin. Always work hard, just like the great Kevin Harlan does.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Boucher is checked in, and it's Powell in for Jody Meeks. And a change for the Magic. Grant's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time. Toronto's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Count it! McCaw's got 11 points here in just the second half.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
And becoming impatient, that's not how you're going to catch up.
Really, that's unacceptable. Patience is paramount when you're trying to cut the lead, and they didn't have it there.
Terrence Ross is checked in for the Magic. Here's McCaw. He's covered by Grant. McCaw misses. Well, Orlando shooting a paltry 33% in the fourth. Not a good showing for this offense. Here's Ross. He sinks the 11-footer.
I think the skill set of Terrence Ross is seductive. He's got everything it takes to be an offensive force. Can he find consistency? Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
1:35 left in the fourth. Grant outside. He kicks to Ross. Here's Birch. Sinks that one from the post. Birch has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Raptors.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
And they've put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only one left to play.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Leonard.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Here's Anunoby. Makes that one his 6th of the night, shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Oh, there's no doubt. This crowd is into it, and it's because of how well their guys have played tonight. I'll tell you, that's aggressive passing, threading it down low and setting up the bucket inside. Really nice.
Toronto calls timeout. They're in front. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kawhi Leonard.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Here's Lin. And good that time. Lin's got 30.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
Well, this is exactly how you put teams away. Late game execution leads to a tremendous win.
Martin with the bucket. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
I know Jeremy Lin has got a thin frame, Kevin, but don't let that fool you. This guy can play through contact.
That's his first personal foul.
Find the lanes.
And that one misses. Shots good by Ibaka.
I have always loved the intensity with which Serge Ibaka plays, especially on the glass. He understands how to use his length.
It's intercepted, and the Raptors call time here. They're leading. 1 second left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
You know, I think it's an opportunity just for the coach to see some execution. Finish this thing out the right way.
Here's Lin. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Boy, that's a bang-bang play on the inbounds pass. I like those quick hitters.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Danny, a strong defensive effort both individually and team. Now, how comfortable are you at that end of the floor now, knowing that you can make things tough on the opposition?
Well, we want to make them take tough shots. We're not comfortable at any point defensively, but we got to continue to be active and be aggressive and get our hands on loose balls.
It's been the mark of the Spurs for a long time, Danny. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you later.